What do you think of Itadori Yuji? Not as a person or a character, but as the protagonist of one of the most popular battle shonen anime series of all time. He's a good person, yeah. He's also a good character, but is he a good protagonist? That's the question. In today's video, we're going to talk about if Yuji really is the worst shonen anime protagonist. But before that, I just want you to press that like button and also subscribe to the channel. You'll have plenty of Jujutsu Kaisen content to look forward to, from what if series to explanation videos and character analysis like this one. We talk about a lot of interesting stuff all the time, not just about Jujutsu Kaisen, but also popular series like Boruto, One Piece, Demon Slayer, and whatever else you want us to talk about. Well then, with that said, let's talk about our boy Itadori Yuji. I'm sure you can already more or less tell what we're talking about. Despite him being the protagonist of the show, Yuji is very often overshadowed by other characters. Same goes for Megumi. Of course, the same thing happens in other anime, but even so, with My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, and especially One Piece, the main character eventually ends up stealing the spotlight. But with Itadori Yuji, there are actually times when he is shrunk into irrelevance. Before getting into the plot, let's talk about the fundamentals. You see, Itadori doesn't have original abilities. Yeah, he is Sukuna's vessel, but unlike someone like Naruto, not one good thing has happened to Itadori because of Sukuna. He can't use Sukuna's powers like Naruto could use the power of the Nine Tails, or how Ichigo could use his Hollow. This is interesting because in some capacity or another, Jujutsu Kaisen does take inspiration from Naruto and Bleach. However, with Itadori, he doesn't just have that enemies with benefits relationship with Sukuna. He's athletic, surprisingly so, and he has great battle IQ considering how he was able to learn Black Flash from Todo. He's great at following instructions as well, and is overall a genuinely good person. But sometimes you can't help but feel that Itadori is the author's least favorite character. It's as though his character has a lot of potential, but the author would rather focus on other characters and their abilities. Think about it. If you were to explain Megumi's abilities, or Yuta's abilities, or Gojo's abilities, you'd be able to drop paragraphs after paragraphs. You'll get into long debates on the internet. But with Yuji, there isn't a lot to talk about it. He has good punches, I guess. His punches make use of the flow of cursed energy, and the simplest way to describe it is to say that the main character himself is not involved in the Jujutsu Kaisen power system. Since the beginning of the story, we've seen characters use cursed techniques, reverse curse techniques, cursed tools, curtains, simple domains, and even domain expansions. But how many of those have we seen our boy use? Not even a single one. Black Flash is the flow of cursed energy. It's not his cursed technique. Though to be fair, the latest chapters do show that Itadori finally uses his own curse technique, but that happens after over 200 chapters. And yeah, he did use a curse tool once, but that was only back in the 3rd episode. If we look at things holistically, there is no other way to go about it. Itadori Yuji is a failure as a shonen anime protagonist. Honestly, Gege-sensei's absolute indifference to the main character of his own manga is impressive. It's praiseworthy, in fact. But what if we stop looking at Jujutsu Kaisen through the lens of battle shonen? What if we look at it as just another story where Itadori Yuji is not the main character? He is just one of the primary characters. This will allow you to look at his character in a whole new light. I don't know about everyone, but I can speak for myself. I love this character. It breaks the shonen status quo and is phenomenal. It's because Itadori Yuji's character is like this that we never truly know what's going to happen next. See what I mean? If we break away from the abilities and fighting prowess, Yuji is a fascinating character. He always has great chemistry with everyone, and the thing about him is that he is realistic. Yuji is just your usual friendly, energetic guy. He's not a pervert like Naruto, although he wouldn't hesitate to share his taste of women with you. He's not a larger-than-life big ball of energy like Luffy. He still has that dog in him. In a lot of ways, he is a little bit different from your average shonen protagonist. He overthinks things, he gets scared, he doubts himself, and he isn't usually the center of attention. He's kind of like other shonen protagonists, but he's not dumb or simple-minded, not even close. That's why, at least in his case, it's more genuine. He doesn't just forget all the terrible things that have happened. He can't just continue smiling as if everything is good. Much like Denji, he is among the most realistic shonen anime protagonists we have. Jujutsu Kaisen as a whole is brilliant in this sense. It never conforms to the shonen norms and cliches. Though from the looks of it, most of the modern day shonen anime are like that. I guess it's time for the shonen industry to explore new flavors. Still, I admit, Itadori has been lowballed by the author. We're in the endgame now. Why does our boy still not have his own curse technique? Why does he still keep getting laughed at and humiliated just for being a genuinely good person? When Tanjiro called out Akaza for running away and his gibberish, Akaza was actually upset. But when Itadori calls out Sukuna in the Culling Games arc, Sukuna just flies away on Nu and laughs at him for being so pitiful. Sukuna and Uraume laugh all the way to the purification bath. I mean, come on, give my boy a break. He has already blamed himself enough for all the murder Sukuna has committed using his body. How much is the author planning on breaking our boy before he can finally get a dub against Sukuna? Another interesting thing about Jujutsu Kaisen is how it's mostly the villains who take the dub. Even when they lose, they manage to escape or at least achieve their goal. Yeah, Gojo killed Toji, but Toji not only killed Riko, he is also the trigger that made Geto lose his humanity. Well, let's not get into examples from the Shibuya arc and onwards, because they will be major spoilers. But for even the first season, Gojo couldn't actually kill Jogo or Hanami. Mahito doesn't just kill Junpei, he also manages to escape. Jujutsu Kaisen keeps making things more and more difficult for the good side. Characters like Yuji and Megumi suffer the most because they are the protagonists. Yeah, we love characters like Luffy. We adore characters like Tanjiro. But Itadori Yuji, a guy who is somewhere in between, is who truly makes us relate. He's not the embodiment of kindness like Tanjiro. And he isn't a larger-than-life phenomenon like Luffy either. He's just a guy who got wrapped up in the Jujutsu Kaisen world, and now he's just trying his best. Pay close attention to those words, guys. He is really just trying his best. Though for what it's worth, Shibuya is going to be Yuji's best arc. The anime has only just started adapting it. We have a lot to look forward to. Yep, it's time to experience Jujutsu Kaisen at its best. So what do you think? What do you think of Itadori Yuji? Is he a good protagonist? Let's talk about it in the comments section down below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on what other video you want us to do in the future. The channel is still in its early stages. Any and all support is much appreciated. Well then, with that said, I'll see y'all in the next video.